Right, so we're live. I'm trying out a different format here. I'm just what we're doing right now is we have a background music playing, and I'm just gonna work through this. Let's see how this stream goes. Yeah, okay. So again, like we're continuing where we left off yesterday. I'm just gonna do Rust, and we're doing tests. We're looking into tests and how to write tests and stuff, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So in this case, should panic is a um, so this is an attribute, yeah. Yeah, panic is an attribute. This is how you do it. Okay? Yeah, exactly. That's what I say here. Like we do this by adding the attribute should panic for our test function. hmm Let's do this. Let's write this one and see. All right. So Yeah, it fails because we expect it to panic, but it doesn't panic. As we say, should panic. And if we use the attribute here, but if we change this to the range should be, let's say, 105 to 200. It fails. Yeah, okay. Actually, because we actually just this is just a range that we are doing here. Yeah, I think what we want to do here is that we have mm, we have value to be this, and then we can do a check here. Mhm. Want it to be between 1 and 100, yeah. So um, we're using a U8, right? So we're sure it's already unsigned, right? So I think we don't even need to have this at this point because it would already panic from here, right? This is not necessary, right? We already know that this value would can only be a positive number, first of all, right? Compiler will take care of the first condition, so we just need to check that um, if value is actually greater than 100, then we want to panic. I mean, we don't want to generally do this in our code, but I think for tests, yeah. So how do you use the macro again? Panic, yeah. And then you put like the message, yeah. We're missing an else clause. Oh yeah, that's because we are returning a U8. Oh yeah, so we don't return this yet. Okay, that's true. We need to return value otherwise. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now we say that's the range. Our test passes. Should panic. Yeah, that's correct because it actually panics here. Because the value we get is actually greater than the range. We can actually print it here, right? So by the way, that's interesting because should panic doesn't print. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, should panic does panic. Yes, it's when it fails that it will give us the error. Does it give us the error? Yeah, when it failed, this was it, but there was nothing. So we don't see it. Okay, I mean, it doesn't show us. It's not like assert equal or assert not equal that will give us like the left and right. Okay, so come on. Oh yes, what was I thinking? When it panics, we wouldn't we won't get the value in the test, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense for us to see it in the test because it's already panicked, yeah. So if it panics here, then okay, but I can actually print the value from here. So this is the value. I'm sorry, guess this. Why don't I see that? And we say we're doing a guess. Oh, come on. Why does this not work? We have value, we're trying to print value here. That's interesting. This will be about tests, I guess, right? Or maybe do we need to have it's not about debug. No. Okay, so we cannot do that in the test. I mean, but wait, no, that's not right because we should be able to print out um the value. This is just a UH value that we want to just print here. And we print it before this even happens, you know? That's strange. Come on. Yeah, okay. So it's because of how Rust runs tests. So by default, cargo test captures and suppresses all standard output, anything printed with print line, unless a test fails. The test annotated with should panic. It does panic as expected. The test is considered a success, so the output is not shown. Yeah, I think I also saw this behavior previously. Hmm. So you say no capture. So if we temporarily remove the should panic. Okay, wait. So I want to see this. So what if if we remove should panic, then you mean this would now run? Yeah, I mean it panics with this, yes, but so it failed, of course, yeah. But then we see it, right? So we see guess is 195 like we were looking for earlier. Yeah, we see that. Okay, we see this. So the reason it wasn't printing is just because of the should panic. That's it. Oh come on, why is this hanging? Okay, I think I need it. So yeah. So the only reason why it was not printed was is just because we had should panic there. Okay. Hmm. So what happens is cargo test captures and suppresses all standard output, anything related to print line, anything printed with print line, unless a test fails. Since your test has failed with should panic. Okay. So rather than show the print line when it's a success. It's only when it's failed. Hmm. Okay. Well, okay. Anyway, we got what we're looking for, right? I think we can move on, right? Let's move on to the next stuff. We know how should panic works now, anyway. So what's next? Yeah, so you see, like for our code, we wrote it slightly differently, yeah, but I think it's we use the same concept, right? So we use a U 32, they use an I 32, and then so you see they have that's why they have to use this condition, but we didn't need to do that because we're using a U 32 and what else? Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then they also supply the value here. Okay, and for us, we let that be inside of be done by the function. It's okay. Okay, that's for that part. And you can add an expected parameter to the should panic. Okay, should panic attribute. Okay, so that should be the text you should panic with. Yeah, the test harness. Okay, the test harness will make sure that the failure message contains the provided text. Okay, so it just contains. Okay. So in this case, this very one, the test will pass because the value we put into the should panic attribute expected parameter is a substring of the message of message that the get the function panics with. Yeah, so we have less than or equal to 100, and it's a substring of that here. So it'll pass. So for our case, it's going to look something like um, this test currently passes, right? Yeah, it does pass. Yeah, because we want to panic with this. But we say panic value is greater than expected. But let's if we say should panic, how does that work? Should panic. What do you? Is this how you? No, I think it's expected. Yeah, is it like so? How does it? How is that written? Yeah, that's it. Actually, I got it. Okay, so expected um value too large. I want to say value too large, and this should fail, right? Yeah. So it fails because note panic did not contain explicit string. Panic message itself is value is greater than expected, but we got like value too large. Okay. This would pass now because it contains this. Yeah. Yeah. We'll move on to the next thing. So using result in test. Yeah. We're currently panicking, so we it makes sense. We want to use results, yeah. So we can change with we oh really? So you want to use result in the test itself. Okay. But this is the test itself. I mean for me it's like you what you want to do is to change the function itself to not panic, but instead return a result, yeah? So here's the test. So first of all, you started by writing the test to return a result. Ah, okay, this is the different. I think one of the previous examples that we had before, we had add the numbers. Okay, I think that one was returning. I don't know whatever that one returned, but so now you have result. So the way this, I expect that the test is going to. Okay, let's see. The it works function now has a result over unit type and string return type. I'm just gonna read this now. Yeah. In the body of the function, so it has that. In the body of the function, rather than calling assert equal macro, we return OK and unit type when the test passes, and error with a string when the test fails. Yeah, I think this is understandable. I mean, it makes sense. So it would do the check by itself, like to compare the values, right? What the return type against the return type. Writing tests so that they can return results. TE enables you to use the question mark operator in the body of the test, which can be a convenient way to write tests that should fail if any operation within them returns an error variant. Okay, yeah. So just will pass when the result is okay, when the variant is okay, and then to fail when it's the error variant. You can't use should panic annotation on tests that return result. See. Yeah. To assert that an operation returns an error variance, don't use the question mark operator on the results value. To assert that an operation returns an error variance, okay. Instead, you do assert value is error. Mm, let's so basically we have a function. We have a function add, right? That takes A that is a U8 and B that's also a U8, and then it returns a U8 value. And what it does is just to do A plus B. That's it, yeah. Now in the test, what we want to do, come on, is in the test, what we want to do is it works. I guess we can say it works, yeah. We want to say that um let result. Okay, no, what we want to do is even though this return doesn't return a result, it returns a primitive type, right? Directly, we can actually say that this should the test itself returns a result of unit type and um that was error, yeah. Error, yeah. Wait. Um yeah, I think it's a, yeah, exactly. It's how it is. No, expected a trait. No, error is a trait actually. We need a type here. Um, what is the type that they said? Oh, it's just a string actually. Okay, because I think we need that for. Okay, that's fine. So we can do a string there. Yeah. So now we need to return the actual thing. So we can actually do let a result be add 3 and 9, and then we can say that yeah, if result. No, we don't need this. Yeah. If result is 12, yeah, you want to return OK and unit type. Um, Otherwise, you want to return the error, right? Um, and then in the error, you want to have a string that is like um incorrect or something like that, right? Yeah. So okay, this is not a string. We can actually do to string. Yeah, take care of it. And this is not yet working because um we need to have the annotation test here for it to work. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Okay, so I don't know if I like this. I want a simple API in the test, right? But so what is the advantage here? The advantage is that it's like I have to now do this and then that, right? I don't want to do this. Exactly. So the advantage is that um I can I can return I can use the question mark operator. Mhm. Um, okay. Anyway, I think we know how to work with that, but we know that if we need to accept the error, we can do that with values error. So let's even run this test and see. No, I think we need to. It passes. Um, so add 3 and 9. Okay, it's 12. So yeah, returns okay. But if we were to say this was 5, sorry, 5, and now it should give us an error with what message? So it gives us the message in the error. Okay, this is why we needed this here. I see. Error incorrect. But I guess this can take any type, yeah? Just want to do this. Of course it can. And when it fails, it just gives you that. Okay. All right. So we're done with this. Move on to the next one. And then the next thing is controlling how tests are run. Okay, let's do this one tomorrow. Yeah. So today I was just like testing out the setup with like background sound. I don't know. Yeah. So I guess, and I also tried something else. Um I also added, what was it called? I think it was called, there was a name for that thing. I need to find it. It's called wait 1 second. Yeah, it's called docking. Yeah, it's called docking. And when I speak, basically, you notice that the music goes down. When I stop, it continues, right? So, okay, so the reason I did this setup is that I'm considering to do other types of strings. Right now we're going through Rust, right? And then the Rust book and like the standard libraries and stuff. However, there are other things that we can stream. So we can. I mean, I feel like I want to gain speed on like building stuff with Rust already. So I have this stuff I'm working on. Maybe I should just show you that. Yeah, so I have this stuff I'm working on. It's so it's meant to do video processing. Yeah, it's meant to do video processing. We use Tokyo for it. Async Rust here, as you see. We also use gRPC for protocol for communication. So this is the library itself. As you see, we have like proto here. I mean, I right now just have one proto, right? And then I have the implementation of that proto in the library itself actually. Yeah, so in the library, like in the video module. So as you can see, like the modules. So I have things modular in a way, but I mean, we can improve it, right? So this is generally stuff. So basically, the library itself the library will be used in, or like currently is used in the server. The server is the gRPC server, like I said. I wanted to be able to serve to expose whatever the API or whatever the library is doing, right? Um, to over the internet, right? Or not over the internet, really, like over a network or something. So I wrap that in gRPC, and then there's also a CLI client that can also use the same library, right? So for example, you see like in my cargo terminal, I'm using um, the library here. So anyway, the point of this is that the reason I brought this up is we could also stream this. Oh yeah, this was also where I was adding some reflection to it and testing that out. So yeah, we could stream that as well, right? Um, we can also, I can just, because in that stream I probably don't want to really explain everything I'm doing. I probably just continue to do it, right? So building right there. If there are questions, I can answer them, but it would really be about just working, right? And what will happen there is if um, I would just have the music on. I'm probably not saying it would be like a silent stream. So I'm gonna try it out. So this setup today was to enable that, right? Okay, then have a good evening or morning or wherever you are, and see you tomorrow.